Rags to riches stories don't just happen in the movies. Some of the world's richest and most successful people didn't start off that way. They spent nights sleeping on the streets, in their cars, or on friends' couches. Billionaires like Oprah Winfrey, Howard Schultz, and John Paul Dejoria are one of them. In today's success story, we're talking about John Paul Jones Dejoria, who from once being homeless to becoming a self-made billionaire and a successful entrepreneur, has been described as a living example of the American dream. Let's find out how John got this far. But before we get into it, don't forget that we have an interesting bonus fact towards the end of the video. About John. John Paul Dejoria is an American businessman, philanthropist, and a self-made billionaire. He is the co-founders of John Paul Mitchell Systems, a company that manufactures hair care products and styling tools. Dejoria is also known as the founder of the tequila maker Patron Spirits Company. Today, Dejoria's net worth is estimated to be around $3.2 billion. Growing up, Dejoria had a very difficult childhood. His single mother raised him, and Dejoria lived out of a car at one point. He also worked several odd jobs to make ends meet. From being homeless to becoming a billionaire, John Paul Dejoria's story is very inspiring. Here's his success story. Number 1. Early life and struggles. John Paul Jones Dejoria was born on April 13, 1944, in the city of Los Angeles, California. When he was 2 years old, his parents got divorced, and he lived with his mother. Unable to provide adequate support to Dejoria and his siblings, they were sent to a foster home. Dejoria stayed there till the age of 9. At the age of 9, he started selling Christmas cards and newspapers with his brother to help support the family. Dejoria became a street gang member in high school, but changed his way after his high school teacher told him to. After graduating from school, he spent 2 years in the United States Navy. Dejoria wanted to go to college but didn't have enough money to do so. He started doing several odd jobs such as a janitor, encyclopedia salesman, insurance salesman, and pumping gasoline at a gas station to make money. At one point in his life, he was homeless and had to live out of a car. But he never gave up and kept going. He never relied on someone else and did everything by himself. Number 2. Career. After a while, Dejoria started working at Redken Laboratories, a hair care brand. Unfortunately, he was fired from the job. In 1980, he took out a loan of $700 and created the John Paul Mitchell Systems with Paul Mitchell, a hairdresser. During that time, Dejoria was still living out of a car. Both of them went knocking on doors of various salons to demonstrate their hair care products. They didn't stop until somebody bought their shampoo and conditioner. In 1989, Dejoria co-founded the Patron Spirits Company. He also owns other companies, including John Paul Pet and jeweler Dejoria Diamonds. When Paul Mitchell died in 1989, Dejoria became the head of the company. Today, JPMS sells over 100 products in salons in around 87 countries. In addition, his tequila company sells more than 2 million cases of tequila every year. John Paul has also opened the Paul Mitchell School, which has 100 locations all over the United States. JPMS is one of the first companies to speak out against animal cruelty testing. In addition to entrepreneurship, Dejoria is also a part of the film industry. He has made cameos in several films, such as You Don't Mess with the Zohan and The Big Tease. He also appeared on the reality TV show Shark Tank as an investor. In 2011, he signed the Giving Pledge, a promise to donate almost half of his wealth to charities. In 2021, John Paul Dejoria announced his partnership with Leif Rogers. Leif Rogers is a renowned plastic surgeon in Beverly Hills, California. He specializes in microsurgical reconstruction in the body and facial rejuvenation. They aim to offer solutions to the growing and tremendous needs of the ever-evolving world. Number 3. Advice. His tenacity to succeed helped him turn the small company he started into the billion-dollar business it is today. When offering advice for millennials, Dejoria drew on his own experiences. One of the biggest motivators for Dejoria early in his career was his ability to overcome rejection. "You've got to be prepared in life for a lot of rejections," he said, pointing to his time selling encyclopedias door to door. Many doors literally closed in his face. As a result, he came to expect rejection, which proved to be beneficial. Success unshared is failure, but to get something done, if you're prepared for a lot of rejection, you won't let it get you down, Dejoria explained to an interviewer. Letting your past mistakes or background define what you are capable of can limit your prospects. Dejoria also said he always focuses on his future. When you're down, most people think about the past and what got them there. That's not going to get you anywhere. Think about what your next step is. Don't dwell in the past. Go forward, he said. Dejoria noted that our generation has a much grimmer outlook on a number of issues, including economic prospects and mounting student debt. But Dejoria has a message for millennials. You can get through the hard times as long as you're willing to work and put forth an effort and not sit back waiting on everyone else. America works, but to make it work, you've got to go out there and you've got to do something. Number 5. Lessons. Those who have had to claw themselves up from nothing tend to have characteristics that all entrepreneurs should try to emulate. Here are some things entrepreneurs can learn from his incredible rise from poverty. Don't be too proud to ask for help. When Dejoria was homeless, he was too proud to ask mom for a place to stay. He wanted to make it on his own. Instead, he asked her for a few $100 to hold him over until he got back on his feet. At one point, Dejoria's friend, a motorcyclist, offered him a spare room where he and his 2-year-old son could stay. Some of the biker mamas, Dejoria's words, even helped take care of his son, allowing him to go out and hustle. Dejoria admits it was a life-changing show of support. If Dejoria's friend hadn't given him a leg up, it's hard to say for certain if he would have become the massively successful businessman he is today. Don't count your chickens. Dejoria needed $500,000 to start John Paul Mitchell Systems. The way he tells the story, Dejoria spent the last of his available funds just moments before he got in his car to collect the $1.5 million from the startup's backer. Then, the backer pulled out because of rising inflation, and Dejoria was homeless again. In business parlance, we'll call this cash flow, a term too many businesses became intimately familiar with during the COVID-19 crisis. Dejoria counted his chickens too soon and came up short. Blaming others is pointless. Dejoria said he never looked for whom to blame and just got busy hustling. Entrepreneurs need to get out there and get busy. There's no time for moping, and blaming others won't help fill your bank account. Thank you for staying with us so far. It's now time for the bonus fact. The first time he was homeless, Dejoria needed money to buy food, so he collected soda pop bottles, cashing in 2 cents for a small bottle and 5 cents for a large one at a grocery and liquor stores. Bootstrapping ensured that he could feed himself and his son. What do you think about John's inspiring journey to success? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the content, uplift the channel by hitting like, subscribe, and ring the YouTube bell to meet us again in the next video. Until next time.